All right, that's it. Off to round 2. Can't catch a break. The bird's coming in, and the red dot won't turn on. I watched him pitch off. I still can't get it on. Isn't that something? Brand new scope. This is why you go old school, guys. Oh, that hurts. It'd be the perfect morning had the scope turned on. It's 7:12. I'd have been done at probably 6:50. I went back to the blind. Put the decoys in the blind. And now I'm gonna head back and put this little toy away and grab my 12 gauge and come back out. Got him. Finally. So, here's what the gobbler saw, his point of view. And the moral of the story on this hunt is don't rely on technology. Old classic Remington 870. I've had this for, oh, I don't know, 30 years. No scope, just 2 beads looking down the barrel. 2 ounce powder, 3.5 inch Magnum. Winchester XRs. All right, recap on the story here. That was exciting. The plan was to bring the bow and the 410, and so if something was, you know, less than 15 yards and make great footage, I'd shoot it with the Hoyt, and if it was farther than, you know, let's say 18, 20, I would shoot with the 410. And so I get up this morning and I'm like, you know what, I had 3 gobblers within less than 25 yards on opening day, and I shot the one, and I still am scratching my head on that whole situation. But he got away. It is what it is. And, you know, you dust yourself off and you go again and you keep at it. So 3 gobblers within less than 25. And then yesterday I had 4 gobblers within less than 25. And I had that pair come in with a Jake, and so there's 3 birds coming in. And the plan worked out perfect. They're working their way in, strutting, gobbling, came into the Whitetail Institute Imperial Clover plot, and the decoy wasn't moving, there's no wind, and the one bird saw me raise the bow, and I was raising the bow really slow, but inside it's all black, I'm wearing black, and the Hoyt's like that quicksand kind of tan color. And so I think that contrast was enough where the bird spotted it, and the rest is history. So they kind of put their heads up and off they went. I didn't want to take a shot at a moving bird, and then they got to about 30 when they stopped, and I was relaxed, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't want to take that shot, you know. So played cat and mouse with them, caught up with them again, and had them within 20 yards. They came in on me fast, cut them off as they were coming up this 2-track trail. On my way, I was done with the morning hunt. I was actually coming home. I texted my wife and I said, hey, I'm away. And I bumped into 3 gobblers. So the 2 picked up a buddy, and then there was a hen, and I got the bow ready, got the camera running, and they were coming up the hill. I gave them a couple sweet nothings just with my voice, and they came up quick, and they covered like 125-yard distance within 45 seconds. They must have been running, and they were on me at 20 yards, and by the time it was all said and done, I'd pick up the bow and like move it up and over the top of the tripod, and came to full draw. And luckily everything was, you know, the wind was moving everything, and I was in the shade, and I came to full draw when they were behind some brush, and they stopped, and the one bird was half covered with a tree. So I didn't elect to let an arrow fly. So that was that. So that's 7 gobblers. And then this morning, I decided to, you know, just put away the stick and string and go run and gun old school style with the 410. So I was in the blind where I sat last night with my son Dakota, and yesterday evening was his first behind the shoulder, I'm going to shoot if one comes in, I'm confident, Dad, I want to do this actual legit hunt. And we just got this up in the blind, maybe 3 minutes. A hen came in within five minutes, and she was for 5 minutes and I think 10 seconds on camera, putting, purring, cutting, yelping. What a good lesson to learn to practice your turkey yelping calls. That was amazing. So his eyes were bugging out of his head. He was super excited. And then about 7 o'clock, though, the neighbor decided to empty his 9mm every 3-4 minutes on a target. So I said, Dakota, we're gonna have to leave. I was so sad. He was so excited, and he's like, Dad, why are they doing that? You know, I was like, I don't know, man, but they have the right to do that, and it is what it is. So suffice to say, we left. Came back this morning, sat in that same blind, and decided to bring the 410. And I've never hunted with a 410, and especially one with a sight, with a scope as a red dot. So it was my bad. I should have just, when I bought the gun, I bought it for Dakota and my wife, Fanta, and I should have put a new battery in. And it was fine for a few days. Decided the gun in, and then this morning, nothing was talking, so I heard what sounded like one bird. According to Onyx, I just checked, it was 810 yards. So I booked it from the west end to the east end, came along this brushy fence row, this cedar thicket and briars and this honeysuckle, and I just stayed, and I just walked, you know, parallel to the field edge, and I watched them. I filmed, I think I captured the one on camera, but they both pitched off, watched them land, and they came in from, I don't know, 160, 70 yards all the way within 25. And I cocked the hammer back, took the safety off, and I couldn't get the red dot sight to turn on. I could have just centered his head right in the middle where the dot would have been, but I didn't feel comfortable doing that either, you know. So I let the bird take off. Not happy. And the takeaway there, folks, is don't rely on technology too much. It'll fail. But yeah, one down, one to go. Exciting morning. I think probably weighs 25 pounds. There's a little bit of wear on his breast from breeding, and the beard here is it's about 10 and a half, 11 inches. So 1 spurs. So might be a 3-year-old bird. Big heavy bird. That was exciting. Sweet redemption.